Kentro movements are simple, subtle, yet very effective, especially when you picture your body as though it's very, very lovely, very special, sacred, earthy, pliable clay. That can really create profound releases of stress and pain throughout your body. And have no goals, just practice Kentro very, very slowly. The movements are gentle, but with practice, do expect what I call blissful aches. Those are the aches that your body actually has been waiting for. They are actually the result of your body restretching itself into harmonious function, into centered, comfortable balance. The modern stressful posture has our legs and pelvis going too far out front in that direction, and then there isn't enough bone support. We don't have smooth bone alignment, and so muscles have to take over and compensate. Mostly we get unnecessary arching in the lower back and over-curving higher up in the upper back. And with all of that, as it's very tiring for our body gets more and more tired, and the shoulders, arms drop out front, the head and neck go out front, and there's just altogether too much body weight falling out front. And so to remedy this, including a weakening in the abdominals and certainly back muscles and so on, conventional postural methods admonish us to start out by holding in our belly, sucking in the belly, tightening the belly, contracting it all the time, which is not very natural. And also we recommend it to straighten, to tuck the sacrum, which is in the pelvis. And this causes problems because as humans, we all have an angled, a naturally angled sacrum, and that's to absorb body weight. So now we've completely blocked and weakened this main center of the body, the pelvis. And it's a difficult balancing act and very tiring. And so it doesn't really work because after a while, everything gets tired again and we wind up here. And so instead of getting stronger, even if we lift weights or run a marathon, as long as we don't have enough bone alignment, our muscles have to take over and do an incredible amount of compensation, and then we're more and more vulnerable to back problems and other problems and wind up with pain or stiffness very prematurely. Before incorporating any relaxing and strengthening Kentro movements into any of your activities, always shift your body into the very powerful elemental placement, which takes into account all four areas of your bodies: the pelvis, the legs, the torso, arms, and neck and head. And this also corresponds to the first four main Kentro movements. So you always want to start out by relaxing your body and picturing yourself really feeling that pliable clay that we are. Loving kindness is the most helpful attitude for you to have. And so start out by also forgetting about upright and right away telling your body to relax, especially the first movement, grounding, means that you totally relax the pelvic muscles, the abdominals, the buttocks, and so on, so that they can stretch towards the ground, stretch away from your torso. And so as you're doing that, you let your legs go a little bit farther back than usual until you feel most pressure in the heels. And right away in one movement, you've taken care of centering your legs and grounding your pelvis. And if you wish, you could in fact include your lower back in this movement. So to start again, your legs are a little bit too far out front for contrast, and you can have the inside of one hand on your diaphragm to relax it, to soften it. And then place fingertips of your other hand in the lower back where almost all of us have the arching, the shortening, weakening of those muscles, the compensation. And then in one movement, you soften the diaphragm more and more, and your fingertips can feel the straightening, the lengthening in the lower spine. You're your own sculptor going through your entire body. And so now that your lower spine has straightened with you almost slightly bending forward, then you can go higher up into the third movement, the shoulder arm rotation, which will help straighten the upper back and immediately will help to center your arms, one arm at a time, because usually we only have enough mind attention for one area. So that you're doing these movements slowly and above all, sensing your body, sensing these movements. That's your best guide. That's your inner teacher, your sensory system. So then when your arms are centered, you can go a little higher up to the fourth movement for the neck and head. And actually, this gooseneck stretch starts in the upper back, so it helps straighten the upper back too. And it's first of many Kentro movements to remobilize, to free the neck and head area. And you can look in any direction, of course. And after you've stretched the upper back and neck and head out front, you above all keep relaxing your body, relax the jaw and the chin and the shoulders and so on. And then your head and neck go up and back, mostly up. And then you've gone through your entire body. So this is the elemental placement, which is like the foundation for optimal bone alignment and for your muscles to finally be free to move you as you wish. Be sure to avoid straightening, tucking the sacrum, because that really weakens it and overstretches it, and pretty soon your shoulders are going to go up front and the legs go up front again, out of comfortable balance. And also, be sure not to do the opposite, which is sticking out the buttocks, pushing the buttocks out behind you, because you can see how that immediately arches, shortens, weakens the lower back muscles, and also is going to weaken and constrict, congest the muscles around your sacrum. The fifth Kentro movement, which is bending forward, is also very important for you to practice as often as you can every day. And it's really a continuation of the elemental placement that you just experienced. So what I'd like you to start with is what I call the attitude of gratitude, which is just a little beginning of you bending forward, relaxing the pelvic muscles, softening the diaphragm, centering your arms and legs, and bending from the knees makes it easier for the stretch in the hamstrings. So just bending slightly forward, I call the attitude of gratitude, which helps you embody the thankfulness that you're already feeling on other levels of your being. Old-time performers said thank you this way, thank you, thank you. So if you want to then bend farther, keep relaxing your whole body, and notice that you're going to get a really great stretch in the hamstrings, and have your torso and head go farther towards the ground as much as possible if you're going to pick up something from the ground, so that you're lifting from strong upper back muscles instead of from tight shoulder muscles. And most of what you're lifting and carrying is going to be assimilated right through this strong main center, the pelvis. Elemental placement seen from the front looks like this. The legs go a little bit farther back. The abdominals get to stretch away from the torso. The diaphragm softens. And then by the time you go through the shoulder arm rotation and the gooseneck stretch, you feel more open-bodied without any effort. Kentro movements are beneficial for you to go from chore to pleasure in everyday activities like sitting at your computer or preparing food in your kitchen or washing something, and they're the foundation for pain-free, safe, vitalizing, comfortable, and enjoyable yoga, tai chi, fitness, and hiking in the woods.